So I just got played by the third guy in a row. The first one was 41 years old. The second one was 30. And this last one was 32. It's like, I'm going to go for the older guys. They're not as big of assholes. Well, I'm 0 for 3 on that theory, so...
All right, so that's terrible. That's tragic. 3 guys just ran through you probably. You probably gave it up to each one of them. And they don't want to be with you. Sorry to hear that. And you decided to go with older men because you've heard that they're looking for a relationship, I assume. That's what you mean by them being nicer. Now, is it that all men are just scum? There's no good men. There's none left. There's none out there. Men don't want a relationship. Men don't want to be with women. Men don't want to treat women with respect. Is that the case? All men are like that? No, of course we know that's just not true. That all men are just bastards or whatever you want to call them, right? I was the guy who was in her position. I was the guy who was always like, oh, I'm looking for a relationship, and you just used me for whatever you wanted, right? So, is it the men? Or is it you, young lady? My assumption is it's the men that you're choosing, the types of men you're going after that are going to treat you like this. It might be something that you're doing. It might be something that you're bringing out in these men. Because not all men are going to be like, hey, I played you. Good, I got what I wanted. Bye, see ya, have a good life. There's plenty of men out there like, no, I want to have something long-term with you. And she doesn't have any chest at all. But otherwise, she's not bad looking from what I can see. She's young, too, which, a 41-year-old man with a 26-year-old woman, I don't know how old she is. For all I know, she could be 21. But, I think that's a good deal. He's got a girl 15 years younger than him. I think you just need to pick different men. You need to pick the awkward guy, the guy who's not going to give you the tingles down there. Looks good, but he's just socially awkward. That's the guy you need to go get. You need to pick the man who isn't an adult, right? He's still kind of feeling his way into adulthood, can't figure out how to make a decent living. He likes video games maybe a little bit too much. That guy would appreciate you. He would be like glad to have you. But that's not what you want. I know you want a man who's going to be able to just step up to whatever situation may present itself. And I get it. We all want a partner who's going to be the best for us long term. But that's not always who you end up with, I'm sorry that if you want a loyal man, a man who's not going to play you, you got to go after these dorky guys who are like, I don't present everything that a woman is looking for. I don't present the majority of what a woman is looking for. Therefore, I can take you, and I have to take you because you're all I can get. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to go after. Sorry. So, before we continue on, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and supporting my channel. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube doesn't subscribe people every single day. You can find me over on Rumble, Twitter, BitChute, Odyssey. Now, I have an article for you here. It's just insanity what this article is going to tell you, and it ties neatly into what this young woman here is complaining about. So, let's get into that article. Here it is. A woman rejects all 5,000 boyfriend applications after making them fill in 15-question form.
Emotional damage!
And it's this woman here, and in this picture she doesn't look bad, nor in this picture here. There's a little penguin in the background. That's cute. But she's not what I want. Judging by these other pictures, maybe you're into this sort of thing. I am not. But she says, I'd rather be single until I find the man I'm meant to be with. Out of 5,000, you couldn't even find one that was potential. An influencer rejected 5,000 men who wanted to be her boyfriend after making them complete a 15-question quiz. Dating apps certainly have their pitfalls. After all, who wants to spend hours endlessly swiping through various profiles, which is seeing people resort to some pretty bizarre methods to find true love? Take social media influencer Vera Dijkman, whatever, who required suitors to fill out a 15-question quiz to see if they lived up to her extremely high expectations. 15-question quiz. It's a quiz. It's a pop quiz. Here we go. Let's see if they show the quiz in the article here. I have seen the quiz, and if it's not shown in this article, I will definitely pull up a copy of it for all of you to understand how difficult of a quiz this was. She received 5,000 applications from single men keen to romance her, but is still single. Now, I bet that is not 5,000 5,000 single men. I bet there were some in there that are in relationships, even married men in there, because this is what they're seeing. And for whatever reason, having a huge ass is still in style, even though it's disgusting. Ugh. I'd say I received around 5,000 applications, but after going through most of them, I found just 3 guys who I thought were suitable. Vera, who lives in London and has over 7 million followers across her social media platform, said, oh, great. So she has 7 million followers. I don't know how many of those are women. Probably most of them. Probably at least 4 million are female. But don't you think that maybe she could find one of her followers that lives in London who's like, hey, you know, I'm single? And because she probably has, you know, a lot more than 5,000 that live in London. Maybe not. I don't know. But I would imagine she has a lot more than 5,000 live in London. One of them should be at least marginally compatible with her. But what do I know? The Dutch model revealed, they pay people to show their fat ass. It's gross. The Dutch model revealed that she went on a date with each of the 3 lucky suitors, but was unable to form a connection with any of them. Do you know why? I'm going to tell you why right now, everybody. Because these men are losers. If you fill out a questionnaire for a woman, you've already lost. She's already shit testing you. She's already interest testing you to see if she can get you to be a little lackey. Women don't want a little lackey. They want a man who shows up and takes what he wants. I went on a date with them, but I am currently still single, she added. Despite the disappointing result, I still consider the experiment a success since I was able to be upfront of what I want and see which men fit that criteria. You may, and it's the criteria. Oh man, you're gonna love to see the criteria. It's amazing what this woman expects from a boyfriend or a husband. Man, this woman has her head on so straight. You're gonna be like, wow, she's a really top-notch woman. I would love to date a woman with a head on her shoulders like this. This is just brilliant. It's amazing. You may be wondering how it was possible to end up with 3 dates from 5,000 single men, with Vera explaining that she had to sift through a lot of strange applications. I don't think she sifted through all of them by herself. She probably had some sort of sorting algorithm that, you know, if they said, you know, X, Y, or Z on whatever question, then automatically disqualify them. Or she had somebody help her go through them. There she is with her fat ass. Gross. Oh, we got the questions right there. I don't want to show them yet. Hold on. Okay. One man offered to send me a sample of his blood and asked for mine in return, which I ignored, she said, adding that an undisclosed famous person also slid into her DMs. Oh, yeah. Famous person did. I bet he wasn't young and attractive. Otherwise, she would be with him. And then sending a blood sample is way more valuable than anything she asked on this questionnaire. It's not a quiz, it's a questionnaire. Most of the applicants were also based in Texas and had a star sign of Aquarius, because that's important. We need to know that your star sign is Aquarius, which is not even accurate. Even if star signs were real, the zodiac has shifted in the heavens, and therefore we are not on, like right now, when I'm making this video, it's Gemini, right? We're not in Gemini. We're like 3 months past Gemini or something, based on where the Earth is in conjunction with the heavens. As to the questions applicants had to answer, here we go. Here they are. What's your astrological sign? That's the first one. That's super important, man. You need to know somebody's fake made-up bullcrap. Otherwise, you're not going to be compatible with them. Number of ex-girlfriends, the number that are crazy, and exes you still text talk to drink one's count. Okay, I can understand that being an important one. Like, are you still hung up on your exes? How many ex-girlfriends do you have? If you've been through like, you know, a million different girls, I probably don't want to be with you. This woman looks pretty young here. She looks like maybe 25. I don't know if that's how old she is. I would assume that it probably is. But you're not going to have very many girlfriends by the age of 25, especially if you're a man. Do you have kids? That's an important one. Do you want kids? Yes, that's an important one. Okay. Are you married, dating someone now? Married/dating someone now. You shouldn't have to put that on your questionnaire. See, there's no quizzing here. There's no like, hey, what is your answer? What's your favorite color? A, green. B, blue. C, red. And D, yellow. There's no quiz here. It's just a questionnaire. And you shouldn't have to put, are you married, dating someone now? Because you should assume that everybody filling it out is single. And if you're putting this on here and they're not single, they're gonna lie, right? I mean, if you're filling out a dating questionnaire, you're assuming that the person you're filling it out for thinks that you're single. And if the question on there is, are you single or are you married? They're going to be like, I'm single, dude. I'm looking to date. Whether I'm married or not, I'm looking to date. I'm single. Do you have a full-time job? Okay, that one's important. Or a better question would be, do you earn a living wage? Because a person might not have a full-time job, but they have investment properties or something, and they're living off of their monthly income from the investment properties. If you were picking 3 adjectives to describe yourself, would one of them be douchey? Who's going to answer that and say, yeah, I'm douchey? Really? I mean, who's going to be like, yeah, I'm douchey. Yeah, it's fine. And maybe that's probably what she wants, honestly. Do you live with your parents? Okay, that one's pretty important. Unless your parents are like sickly and you're taking care of them, that's a pretty important one. Do you own a working car? In London, I don't see why that's an issue. In England at all, I don't see why that's an issue, because it's my understanding that like public transit in England is amazing, and you can just walk out every 15 minutes and catch a bus to anywhere in the country. Do you have Twitter? Why do you freaking care if I have Twitter or not? What does that matter? Do you currently have a booty call? Okay, is he sleeping with other women? All right, that one makes sense. If we lived together, would I get the walk-in closet? You're assuming there's going to be a walk-in closet. Look at what she's assuming. She's assuming there's a walk-in closet. I don't have a walk-in closet where I live. I have had walk-in closets depending on where my apartment was. But yeah, in fact, when I guess I only ever had one walk-in closet, I think. I think that's it. But when I had that walk-in closet, I shared it with my girlfriend. She got one half, I got the other half. In fact, she had more than a half, I think. Is it acceptable to hit on my friends? What are you talking about, while we're dating? Or after we've broken up? Do you like watching Avatar? ATLA, let me see. I don't know is that the new one? ATLA, is that Avatar I don't know. Why does that matter? What does it matter what movie I like to watch? We could have completely different tastes in movies and get along fine otherwise. Who is the best artist? The Weeknd, Future, Drake, or Travis Scott? I don't know The Weeknd or Future. I've heard of Drake. I think I've heard of Travis Scott. Sounds familiar. Doesn't matter at all. Again, we can listen to completely different music and get along fine. Musical taste is largely determined by what you were exposed to as a child. Ridiculous. If any woman ever asks you, like, here, fill out a questionnaire to determine whether or not we're compatible, take the questionnaire, look at it, look at her, tear it up, throw it in her face, and walk away. And say, no, thank you, honey. You're a piece of garbage. I'm going to go find a real woman. Goodbye. So stupid. These questions received unusual responses, with one applicant revealing he lived with his parents and didn't have a car but owned 2 boats. That's interesting. Another man declared he would never hit on her friends, which should be a given, and a third boasted of having a full-time career but wouldn't give her a bigger wardrobe. Okay? What does it matter? Why do you have to have what if you have fewer clothes than he does? Maybe his full-time career involves clothing modeling or something like that. Or trying out different clothes. I don't know. There's so many different jobs out there. Something to do with clothing, so he has a lot of clothes. Here it is. You fill in the bubbles. What? Do you have a full-time job? Well, you put your name on here. Okay, number of ex-girlfriends, so on and so forth. Multiple choice. Yeah, okay. I would not fill this thing out. Garbage. You may think that after rejecting thousands of men, Vera is feeling disillusioned with the dating scene. However, the model refuses to compromise on her standards. At the moment, I've put the boyfriend search on hold, but I'm keeping my options open, she said, adding that she wouldn't hold another round of applications on social media. I'm just very picky, and I need a guy to be almost perfect, she continued. I don't think I should have to compromise on my needs. I'd rather be single until I find the man I'm meant to be with. Uh-huh. I know the man you're meant to be with. I know his name. His name is Whiskers. He's got a little brother named Mittens. They're going to keep you company for a while, like 20 years while you're older. It's going to be great. And you're going to be drunk off your ass on boxed wine because you're too stupid to know how to take care of yourself now and get a man who's going to be there for you when the chips are down. So I ran into this situation once when I was dating. Women need to have the little sparklies. Oh, they got to feel it. She went on these dates with these 3 guys, and she didn't feel the spark. Oh, she didn't get, like, the sparks flying. Oh, man, I got to have the sparks flying. I'm more practical about things. That's the way I've always approached life, is trying to be practical about things. I went on a blind date once, and the girl was fine. She was small and cute and nice. Those are the things I'm looking for in a woman. It's like, you're attractive enough, and in her case, more than attractive enough. And she wasn't a dirty garden tool. And she was nice to me. I'm assuming that she would have continued to be nice to me. But we didn't have that, like, flirty connection. And Largely, I assume that has to do with the way that I look, because she did point out to me, oh, this is what she had. This is what she did not like about my looks. I was 22 years old when this happened. I was too muscular. No joke, I was too muscular. So at 22, I was built about like this. That's it, really. I mean, I think my chest might have been a bit broader. My shoulders were probably a little bit broader, but that's it. And she could have been lying. I mean, for whatever reason, she didn't feel sparks flying. And I didn't have a lot of riz back then, let's say, because I didn't feel like I should be trying to talk a woman into liking me. I felt like she should like me, for who I am. I shouldn't have to put on a show. And this is not a new concept. I know a guy, how old is he now? He's in his 70s now. I haven't talked to him in years, but he's saying the reason he married his wife is because she was the first woman that he went on a date with that he didn't feel like he had to put on a show for. So, yeah, these women out there, their high expectations are ruining the dating scene. And as much as you want to say, oh, it takes two, there's some people out there who want to be more egalitarian about it. It's like, well, men are doing bad things too. Yeah, men are doing bad things too. You're right. I'm not going to deny that. But the fact of the matter is women's high dating expectations are ridiculous. Probably didn't have as handsome a face as this guy has, but I'm not a bad looking guy. You're telling me that you don't want to go out with me because for whatever stupid reason you have? What was I not presenting to you that you would want? What was I lacking in some way that you wouldn't want to see me again after that date? You know? It doesn't make sense to me. It should just be like, oh, look, we're two young people, a reasonable age for each other. We're both good looking. Why don't we give this a shot? Maybe we're not going to end up together. Maybe it's not going to be a match made in heaven, but we can at least try for a little while and see what this turns into, because it might be something amazing. But nope, women have to have it all. They have to have all the 6s, all the 10s, all the whatevers. I don't understand it. I mean, I know that women are the more selective because they're the ones who are going to be passing on the good genes into the baby, and they have to put in a much bigger investment into the whole dating and mating situation. I get that, but I've known other guys who are the same way. This is not just an anti-woke warrior thing. This is just men in general get rejected because women can reject them thing. Like, why are you so selective to even go on a couple dates with? I mean, it'd be one thing if it was like, you know, we went on a couple dates and it's just not there. You know, we gave it a shot. I thought I would, you know, maybe feelings would grow, or maybe something would happen that would be like, oh yeah, you know, this is something we could turn this into something. But no, just like even right at the gate, hey, you know, I've asked out girls that I used to work with, like, quit a job and go back in later and be like, hey, you know what? I always thought there was something here. You know, you want to maybe grab a cup of coffee? No. You can't. Like, why? What is the big deal? I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm asking you to give me a shot. That's it. But you got to be like all rizzy and like get the girl to laugh. If you get the girl to laugh, then you greatly increase your odds. Assuming she's single. Now, I understand if a girl's not single and she's like, no, I have a boyfriend. I get it. If you get a girl to laugh, if you can learn how to flirt, which I used to practice a lot when I was younger. Now that I'm married, I haven't practiced in a long time, so I'm not going to be able to flirt with anybody, I'm sure, if I tried today. But yeah, I don't understand it, why women are, they're the ones who are causing the problem. As much as you want to say men are the problem, it's women who are the problem. That girl in the beginning who's like, I've been jerked around by these 3 older men. There are good men out there who are not going to jerk you around. But women want to be jerked around. Women want to be ghosted. They want this drama in their life. If you show interest in a girl and she's like, yeah, let's do it, let's get together, and you go on a date or what, you just hook up, because believe me, I've been offered the bedroom fun after 10 minutes of talking to a woman I've never seen before in my entire life. So if you then pursue a relationship with that woman after that first encounter, even if it is sex, even if you go that far with a woman, if you pursue a relationship with her, American women are like, get the hell away from me, you needy son of a bitch, you're gross. I don't like you. You disgust me at that point. Whatever happened to the idea that, like, we're supposed to be working on building a future together? That's why we're doing these things that couples do. Nope. Not in America. This is what happens when you leave women to their own devices. And this is hypergamy. This is what this is. This is hypergamy. If you offer a woman a relationship right out the gate, and it's not even offering her a relationship. It's like, I'm offering you a chance to prove that we can be a couple. That's it. I'm offering you that chance. But if you offer that to her, then she sees you as low value because in her mind, what you're saying, this is an American woman thing. I don't think this applies so much to other countries, maybe Australia. You're offering this, in her mind, you're offering her a relationship right out of the gate after only one encounter. Then you have no other options. Therefore, you're low value. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That is the going understanding of why women behave the way that they do in the West, especially America and probably Australia. This is what I've heard about Australia. I don't know. I've never been. I look forward to going someday. I'm sure it's going to be great. I won't try to interact with any women there. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.